What is up, guys? I am back. Another day of vlogging. Like I said, I'm gonna try to vlog every single day. We'll see if it actually happens, but I'm gonna do what I can do. First off, you gotta forgive my background. For the videos while I'm still in Ohio, it just is what it is. The background is definitely gonna look a little bummy. Not hating on the hotel too much, but it's not great. It's really just not great. I mean, it's not horrible, but aesthetically, it's just not ideal. So let me zoom out and then I'll continue what I was gonna say. So real quick with this video today, I wanna talk to you about NFL fines because they are absolutely out of control. There's so many things that you can get fined for, and to be honest with you, when you get hit with one of those fines, boy, you're humbled. Boy, you're extra humbled, because I've had fines as high as $30,000, and that'll let you know. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how the fines work, and then I'm also going to tell you my fine experience. I've had 2 fine experiences, so I'll explain those. So basically, when we begin the year, we get a list of fines. I don't think guys really even look at them. I think they're just in our iPads or our playbook, and you just kind of like are supposed to review them. But like I said, nobody really looks through all the fines. It's just like anything else, like in a normal job or whatever you're doing. You don't always read every single thing. So we don't. We kind of have a general understanding of the fines, and because of that, guys don't really review them fine by fine. That being said, there are so many things you can get fined for. There's fines that are like uniform violation fines. There's like game day penalty type fines. There's like misconduct just in life, like doing day-to-day stuff that you could technically get fined for. And then the last thing is the like in the facility you're late for meetings type fines. And the craziest one to me is definitely the weight fine. So I'm just gonna tell you some of these fun fact fines and then tell you my experience. The craziest thing is, as an example, in the NFL you can get fined for being overweight. The way it works is at the beginning of the year everybody's assigned a weight. So like for me in Indianapolis with the Colts, my weight was 265. So per the fines, if I come in and I weigh 268, I can get fined $700 per pound. I want you guys to just process that. $700 a pound. So when you think about that, you're 3 pounds over, boy, that's $2,100. I don't know where y'all live, but that's a month of rent somewhere. Boy, that's a nice apartment somewhere. So it's no joke. The good thing about the weight fines is I've only seen one guy get fined for it, and he was chronically overweight. I don't even know if that's the right word. This boy was overweight all the time. Like, he was not eating healthy, not doing stuff right, and he was getting fined. Generally, teams are super generous with this. When I say generous, what I mean is if a guy comes in 3 pounds overweight, teams may or may not fine you. It's up to the team whether they can fine you or not. Another thing they do is they'll take your body fat, or they'll do other things to like check whether you're actually like you have bad body composition and being overweight is detrimental. Again, there's been times where I've been super close or I've been maybe like a little bit over and I haven't gotten fined. Generally, I stay under because I don't even want to have to deal with the idea of $700 a pound being taken from my check. So whatever. And then, other fines within the facility are like being late to meetings. If you miss a day of mandatory training camp, for instance, $50,000, 50 racks, right out your check, gone, give me that. And the crazy thing about that is, like, if I miss that, you only make $2,500 a week or something like that in training camp. So when you talk about $50,000 for missing a day, like, it just doesn't add up at all. That being said, I've been fined twice in my career. Well, it's crazy because I got fines within like a month of each other, and I've never been fined in my entire career. But this was my second year. And the first one was in preseason, which is crazy to me. So we were playing a game, we were playing the Saints, and I got a nice TFL. Boys were hype, I'm celebrating, I'm doing this to the crowd. Like, big turn up, your boy's out here. Yes, sir, the kid is out here. Big turn up. I can't hear you. All right, I'm done. I came through, got a super nice TFL, and no flag came out. Like, I was just credited for the TFL, and the game went on, and the game eventually ended, whatever. Again, it's a preseason game. And the league came back a couple days later and sent me a letter saying that I was getting fined $30,000 for a preseason non-penalty TFL. Highly disappointed with this. So what I did, obviously, is I immediately called my agent. I'm like, there's no way these dudes are fining me in preseason for a non-penalty hit. And sure enough, when it happens, you go through this like whole hearing process. So it's not like it's immediately set in stone. Went through the whole hearing process, essentially took responsibility for the hit. It was a questionable hit, but I was just like, there's no penalty. Why are we doing this? But apologize. I talked to them about, you know, the safety of the game and the purpose of the purpose of the fine, and it ended up getting reduced to $10,000. Small win, right? 30-10, but it's still crazy because of what you make in training camp. I mentioned it earlier. You make like $2,700 a week, and you're getting fined 10 grand. That's the entire pay that you make for training camp. I moved on from it, you know, life has gone on, we're all right. The second fine that I got was a couple weeks later. We were playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was kind of feeling myself. I was going through this weird phase in my career where, you know, I thought the oversized undershirt was a vibe. So I had a 4X, it was either 3X, no, it was 4X. It was a 4X undershirt. Just like, it was sleeveless, but it was hanging out the back of my jersey, 4X. And I thought it was swaggy, I'm rolling. Sure enough, fourth quarter, one of the equipment guys comes up to me and goes, hey, your shirt's too long. So let me rewind. We have what we call uniform police that go to every single game. These dudes come out in warm-ups, they check everybody's uniform, make sure that everybody's up to code. Then they give our equipment staff the list of guys who might be violating the uniform policy. That is like your formal warning. If they tell you something's in violation and you don't fix it, you're potentially going to get fined. They also do this at halftime. So I didn't get a warning before the game or at halftime. So it's the fourth quarter and I'm getting a tap on my shoulder saying that my shirt's too long, and I'm not really thinking that much of it because the game's almost over. What are we even talking about? Sure enough, a couple days later, same situation. Equipment staff calls me in and they're like, hey, I just want to let you know you have a $6,000 fine for your shirt being too long. $6,000 for my shirt being too long. That was more than my rent. I'm like, this is more than a month of rent because my shirt was too long. Similarly, I disputed that, ended up having a hearing for that. The people were the uniform police were super understanding because I had never had a violation before. They actually went back and watched old film, saw whether I was like a repeat offender, which I wasn't. And he was like, listen, like, you've not done this before, we'll let it go. No, let's not have it happen again. And they waived the $6,000 like penalty. So I was super happy about that. Obviously, no one's trying to pay 6 racks for a shirt being too long. And yeah, those are my 2 fine experiences. But like I said, the fines are wild. You can look them up online, literally just Google NFL fines, but it's just crazy. I've actually never seen somebody openly just take a fine that I've played with. Now, I've watched games, so I'll give you one more example. You're not supposed to show any skin. You're either supposed to wear super high socks that cover up your entire leg, or you're supposed to wear like legging. And that's a fine. Like, you're not allowed to show skin. So I was watching a game last year. I'm not going to name the offensive tackle, but this dude had his calves, everything out. Was wearing ankle socks. Like, it was a flagrant violation of the uniform policy. And that was like the first time that I've really seen dudes purposely break the uniform policy. Now he's super paid, so whatever, he can do what he wants. If you see guys in warm-ups and they're wearing crazy stuff, they know they're gonna get a formal warning, and then they always change before the game starts. So yeah, like I said, the fines are crazy. It's like a hidden L that you can take if you don't have your mind right and you're not doing what you're supposed to. But luckily, I haven't really experienced that. Appreciate you guys. Please comment, let me know things you want to see, because that's why I'm doing this. The point of this is to be super interactive. I don't care if I get 5 views and the 5 views are super into what we're doing. That's why I'm doing it. So appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. Yes, sir.